It's that time of year again where a returning raid release is just around the corner and many will be attempting their day one clear. Now, a lot of folks put a ton of prep into making loadouts that are specific for DPS in those difficult boss battles. But we can't forget to also be ready for those hectic encounters that have high ad density and require us to move all over the map. Think Cataclysm from Root of Nightmares, where you're hauling ass to connect the Field of Light buff while dealing with those pesky tormentors. Or even Acquisition from Val the Disciple, where you're running to find rooms with matching symbols while taking fire from every direction. Having experienced Crota's End back in Destiny 1, I think it's safe to say we'll see these exact types of challenges where high speed and efficient ad clear are essential to making progress. Today I'm going to be walking through a new Void Warlock build that's perfect for the job, and it all stems from the updated Astrocyte verse. Now, this recent buff to Astrocyte has been rumored through leaks for quite some time, but the update here is that blinking will actually spread the volatile debuff to nearby enemies. The reason this is huge is because typically you'll need some type of ability or specific setup to get volatile going. But now with Astrocyte, there's no cooldown needed anymore. Simply blink all over the map, spreading volatile while opening up a lot of build crafting potential. For example, we have the fragment Echo of Cessation, where defeating volatile targets creates a void breach. This fragment also gives us the ability to spread volatile on finisher final blows, which is a great backup to our blink ability. And it's best to pair this with Echo of Starvation, where picking up that void breach gives us Devour. So not only are we spreading debuffs to enemies, but now as we defeat them, we're quickly refilling our health bar. I was actually surprised to see how well Echo of Obscurity fit in here. Since we can already spread volatile through finishing enemies, it was nice to also go invisible to help with survivability. And lastly, what's a void build without Echo of Persistence, increasing the duration of all our great void buffs? Now, because we're activating Devour by picking up Void Breaches, that means we don't need the Feed the Void aspect, so I'm going with the classic Child of the Old Gods and Chaos Accelerant combo. I've really been enjoying the juiced up Scatter Grenade. It's got a decent cooldown and the tracking helps with finding opponents to do a ton of damage. Another great addition to this build is a void weapon with Repulsor Brace. So as we're blinking and spreading volatile, when we defeat those enemies with the Repulsor Brace, we're actually giving ourselves an overshield on top of Devour filling up our health. I personally went with the Title SMG for this video, though you have the freedom to select whatever weapon you want as long as it's void with Repulsor Brace. And this finally leads us right into the artifact. The artifact this season is a bit more general and doesn't create more specific builds like it has in the past, but there's still some utility here. Void elemental orbs will spawn from void weapon blows, and you can pick up and throw these orbs at enemies for a nice explosion while also applying volatile. We have communal pickup, so if an ally decides to steal the orb that we created and throw it, we have a nice damage buff for our void weapons. If it turns out that we're the ones picking up the elemental orb, we'll gain energy to our least powered ability thanks to refreshing pickups. Elemental Munitions makes it so that if we defeat an enemy with an elemental orb, it has a chance to drop special or heavy ammo. And if we're running frenzied stacks, elemental orbs will do more damage while having stacks of armor charges. As you can see, the artifact isn't directly baked into this build, but spawning and throwing these elemental orbs will definitely help the cause. Since the armor mod system really hasn't changed, you can expect a very similar mod setup to most builds out there, but I will share some screenshots before the end of the video. So as we're nearing the day of Crota's return, keep this build in mind. Not every encounter is a DPS check, and sometimes you need more speed and more ad clear. And what's great about this build is we're debuffing every enemy on the map with volatile while constantly refilling our abilities and activating Devour and Overshields. And this build plays great for your teammates as well, who will love to see all those volatile explosions coming from their weapon damage. If you're hopping into day one Crota, I wish you the best of luck. If you enjoyed the video, a like and sub to the channel is greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the Cosmodrome.